It says good morning. How do you do? But that really doesn't work at 5:40 p.m. So it's going to be one of those episodes that's highly unscripted, but those are the fun ones. It's a dinner edition of Soup and Meatballs.
Soup and Meatballs after dark.
Ooh, it is almost after dark. Well, it is dark here. Like if I turn the light off right here, like I go away. You can't see me.
Put the kids to bed and enjoy some salty sports content.
Yeah. Well, so I told you that I'd lead the show off with the way my day started. Do you know what time my day started today? No, you don't. But
6 a.m. 4 a.m. 2 a.m.
2:30.
Oh, that's terrible.
I just woke up. My body said, "Hey, we're on Christmas break," and I said, "Well, what do I do?" I went down. I came downstairs and I watched 3 hours of The Last Dance because I thought I could fall back asleep to it. Yeah. I'm getting a lot of Last Dance on my TikTok algorithm for some reason, so I'm like, yeah, all right, I'll rewatch it. That's a great documentary. It really is.
It is. It's a great watch.
You know what? It's dumb luck the way it happened because they gave the camera crew unfettered access to the entire season, and there's great storylines throughout the whole season, and they happened to win the title at the end. Like,
I was always amazed how little Ron Harper shows up in The Last Dance. Like for anyone who didn't live through that season, you wouldn't even know that Ron Harper was a huge part of that Bulls team.
I just finished, so the opener, and then like episode 2 is on Pippen, and episode 3 is on Rodman. So it's I saw it when it first came out. I don't know how old it is, so this is only my second go through. My mind being mush, I don't remember much of it.
Can we get a sequel series about Jordan's son dating Pippen's ex-wife?
The thing?
Yeah. Like during COVID or like a little after COVID, Jordan's son was dating Larissa Pippen.
Oh my goodness. That's a twist I didn't anticipate. Amazing.
Yeah. I would watch an hour at least on that.
Yeah, so would I. The hope was that I would fall back asleep. I didn't. I think I got like a half an hour between 7:30. We had to wake up. Jen is building I sent you the picture of all the wood on her stage. It's currently being assembled now. I was of little good. I still have a splinter in my thumb. You can kind of see it. There it is.
Your Saturday sounds terrible.
And the other thing, this happened yesterday. You see my thumb, that little scratch?
You get bitten by a dog? What happened?
Don't know. That's like it's a mystery wound. It doesn't hurt, and it wasn't bleeding. I just looked at it. I'm like, I'm cut. What?
Maybe it's like a Freddy Krueger situation.
I don't think it happened when I was sleeping, but I don't know. It's kind of scary to think that I'm just this. I felt. I know this happened, but like, yeah, Tim, I'm randomly falling apart.
Hey, look at our Christmas. This is the first I'm seeing the Christmas logo.
Yeah, I didn't get the main slate made, as it looks like Ole Miss is up 24-3 now. This game's over. Yeah, I thought it would be nice to have a holiday episode. We missed last week with
my belly,
random sicknesses. So a lot of the stuff we're going to talk about might be old news, but it was stuff I wanted to talk about. Because this is my platform for venting, and it's fun to just BS with you for a couple hours, and this will actually give us we watch sometimes NFL football in Germany, but you'll get to watch some of the playoff with us as we go through.
I've got if you've noticed me, like my eyes darting like this, I've got the Eagles and Commanders on to my right here.
That's right. Oh, I totally forgot there was NFL today.
Because the Bears and Packers are on after.
Yeah, I forgot it's Saturday.
Yep.
Well, that just shows you we are now officially in Christmas break for me as a teacher. I forgot what day it was. And Christmas break just started today.
Yeah.
Whereas let's start with college. The playoffs are set. They started up yesterday, and I got a phone call from Big Jake at halftime. And what was I doing yesterday? Because I wasn't watching. We went to Mario's for dinner, and then we had to do so. Jen was rapping, and I think I had the game on mute, and I was playing The Legend of Zelda. I was actually playing a video game last night, so I'm playing the game. I have a setup.
When you say that Jen was rapping, was she like dropping bars like Chuck D or
Latifah? No, it is. 'Tis the season, Christmas time. You're not gonna be able to see this. It's totally dark. I have because I live large. 2 TVs. The one TV that I watch cable on, and then the one below it is not connected to anything but the Nintendo Switch. So I was playing Zelda while watching football.
It's like I'm watching MTV Cribs.
And I'm watching the game a little bit, and it's 17-17, and I saw it at 17-0. So the fact that it was tied at halftime, I figured, my dad's gonna call. He's gonna be happy. He's mopey, and he's like, it's tied. We got to pick 6. I'm like, well, that's great. I said, who gets the ball to start the second? He's like, I don't know. I said, I think I remember seeing Oklahoma with the ball first, so you get the ball to start the second, I bet. And Alabama came right out. They scored like a bunch of unanswered points. I don't know if you saw the game more than I did.
I saw the first half, and then I was kind of like spotty through the second half.
Well, the first half, you probably felt good about your prediction.
Yeah. Spoiler alert for anyone who may be watching. I'm currently 0-2 in the playoff because last night I was like, I like this Oklahoma defense. Turned out I was wrong.
I mean, we'll talk about I have my confidence picks. We ranked, how confident we felt about all 12 of these last week going in, and I didn't change anything. I mean, the fact that they were home, they beat Alabama before in Tuscaloosa, so I don't. It wasn't a terrible pick. We talked earlier today around noon. You texted me and you said, "Who do you like in the Miami Texas A&M game?" As I was wounding or dealing with my thumb, I figured Texas A&M. I said A&M by at least a dozen.
I like the A&M too.
And then I looked at the halftime score. It was 0-0. And I wrote to you. I said, "Is this just good defense, bad offense, or both?" And what was it?
It was good defense and some terrible kicking, some field goals that just went absolutely 6 ways from Sunday.
How many misses are we talking about here?
Boy, at least 2 that I can think of off the top of my head that just went absolutely like wide right by a good 10 to 15 yards. Just the wind just blew it completely off course.
And it's in Texas. It's in College Station. You wouldn't figure, weather would be too big of a deal there.
From what they were saying, it was pretty windy. It didn't seem to affect the passing games, but the kicking games were definitely affected.
10-3 your final, and Miami will move on to the Cotton Bowl now. And it's not a rematch, but we've seen this matchup in the college football playoff before, Ohio State, Miami. And Ohio State probably opens as we'll call it 6.5-point favorites.
Oh,
I'm trying to be like it's the semifinals here or the quarterfinals.
I think they open at least as a 10-point favorite.
Okay, that's fair too. I mean, James Madison is a 21-point dog to Oregon. That's it. 21.
Sorry.
I'll tell you, this is a good segue. I saw this. We were driving home from school. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see this. This is such a terrible picture. My son took this picture on his phone, and this is through the windshield. There's a JMU fan here in Chambersburg. And when I saw that, I'm driving home, and I said, Derek, you got to take a picture of this really quick so I can show it on the show because I know Tim he's pulling for JMU.
Yeah.
If the Dukes are 21-point dogs, then that's why I pegged Miami at like 6.5. But yeah, 10 is probably fair with this Ohio State team. But it's not in Columbus. It's a true neutral site game.
Just with how inconsistent Miami's been in the second half of the season, Carson
Season
Beck
starts, the season starts today, though. And
right.
they've had a couple weeks to lick their wounds, and the defense, I mean, just judging by the score, again, I can offer no insight as to watching the game, but 3 points to the number 7 team in the country at College Station. That's going to be a boost for them. So good for them. In the meantime, and the other group of 5, Tulane right now, down 21. Ole Miss, I guess the story there, no Lane Kiffin, no problem.
Yeah, this is kind of exactly what Ole Miss needed with all the turnover at the top. Losing Kiffin to LSU and having who's the interim coach at Ole Miss?
That's a good question.
I couldn't remember the name.
I couldn't tell you either. I'll see if they have it online. I'm sure they do. Ole Miss coach Pete Golden.
Okay.
American football coach. Served as a defensive coordinator and inside linebacker coach before taking over the head position. And I don't know if it's interim or.
Yeah, I'd have to imagine it's interim, that the playoff's going to be a bit of a tryout. But yeah, this is exactly what Ole Miss needed. Just kind of you hate to call it a warm-up game with Tulane, but that seems to be what it is based on the score.
At the end of the first half, I saw Tulane actually, so you're sleeping during this. I saw Tulane run the ball really well. They had 3 consecutive 11-yard runs, and it was blocked beautifully. The running back hit the hole. I mean, now they're just, I guess they got the ball. They don't look nearly competitive, and if they'll end up losing the game by 28, or that's a big loss in a college football playoff game. Ole Miss, looking ahead, I think would get Georgia. Am I right? Yeah, they would get Georgia in the Sugar Bowl, and all SEC game again. That'd be a fun game. I'd probably pick Georgia, but we'll see how this game goes. I mean, the game's not over yet.
I thought Oklahoma was cruising last night, so what do I know?
They just did a tush push, and they're not pushing at all. A sad attempt on. Well, here's the other thing. This is on TNT. TNT football. They don't tell you what down it is.
Oh,
that could have been 2nd and 1 for all I know. Brutal. I mean, we talked about the way Fox broadcast the Super Bowl and how awful that graphic was. And I hate Fox NFL. Fox College is pretty good. You just give me the down and distance and the yellow line, please.
That's kind of how, like, when YouTube had the game in Brazil, the Chargers Chiefs, to start the NFL season. They had a lot of kinks to work out because that broadcast was terrible.
They just did a tush push on 4th and 1, and they lost yardage.
Ooh.
Oh, are they going to give him that? No, they're not. He kind of fell for it that they blew it dead. So turnover on downs. Ole Miss going to take over about midfield now. Just 2 back-to-back shoddy quarterback sneaks. Brutal. The one thing I really, really wanted to talk about today, and I guess going into the playoffs, this was a big deal. Notre Dame really felt they belonged in these playoffs. And I saw a story, and I don't know this woman's name. I didn't write it down, but I think it's kind of funny what she's trying to do. She's selling T-shirts that says Catholics versus committees, playing off the whole Catholics versus convicts thing.
Yeah.
If she can grift the Notre Dame fan out of a couple bucks, why not? Good for her. But the overriding belief in Irish Nation that they belonged in these playoffs over Alabama. It's interesting that we're going to talk about this now after the Alabama win. And after the Miami win, and Miami's in the locker room post-game yelling at Jeremiah Love, which I think is kind of dumb off the record, but the 2 teams that Notre Dame felt they belonged in over both advanced on the road. So I personally, if you look at Notre Dame's schedule versus what Alabama's schedule was, I don't think you should penalize an Alabama team for losing a conference championship game that Notre Dame didn't have to play.
Yeah, I personally thought Notre Dame belonged over Alabama, but I didn't think it was so egregious that that Notre Dame has the beef that like it doesn't match the outrage that Notre Dame is showing. It's not that egregious.
Over JMU or Tulane, that's a different story, but that's a group of 5 antitrust issue.
That just becomes a format issue.
If you were part of a conference, if Notre Dame was in the ACC, fully in the ACC, they would have been in the ACC title game, and they're probably in the playoff right now.
Absolutely.
So they can thumb their nose at the conference structure. We knew when the championships, the playoffs went to 4, we kind of knew that you were going to get a Big Ten and SEC title as a champion in the playoff, and then like the possibility of a Notre Dame if they were 12-1 or 11-1, whatever it was, or undefeated, especially. They play a moderate schedule. Like they play USC, they play Michigan
Miami.
State. They played they lost to Miami. Did they play who did they play A&M? Why do I think they played A&M?
Well, they played Navy, who was pretty good.
Schedule here. I mean, it's not an SEC schedule. It's not a Big Ten schedule by any stretch. Yeah, they lost to both Miami and Texas A&M. I thought they played A&M.
Notre Dame's going about this like it's still like 1988, and they can go, 11-1, go to the Cotton Bowl, and try to persuade the voters to vote for them. And that's just not how it works anymore.
Well, I mean, the one thing they're not doing, they're not going to the Cotton Bowl,
right?
Or whatever bowl. Okay, I remember they were invited to the Pop-Tart Bowl,
which might be the most fun bowl game we have. Like the most fun non-playoff game that college football has.
I mean, you're not dumping mayonnaise on the coach's head. Now, listen, this also goes to what you believe.
We are sacrificing a mascot into a toaster and then eating him. The hell with dumping mayonnaise on someone. We are engaging in human sacrifice.
Yeah, it goes to what you believe about the bowl structure, and I think that if you're not playing in the playoff, the bowl game it's a good opportunity for you to get younger players experience because it's a showcase, it's an exhibition, it's a scrimmage,
it's exposure for the program,
but it's football and it's money. So when Notre Dame's invited to go play BYU, another team that felt maybe they belonged in the playoff over the group of 5 kids, I think you would have gotten a good game. But Notre Dame said, we're too good for this. We're not going to give you the money. And there was like a whole backstory about how ESPN was politicking against Notre Dame getting in the playoffs. I didn't see that. But they felt slighted by ESPN, and they weren't going to give ESPN the ratings. Yeah, so they said, we're just going to take our ball and go home.
And that seems like nonsense to think that ESPN is politicking against a program that has the fan base and the brand recognition of a Notre Dame. If anything, ESPN would have been pushing for Notre Dame over a James Madison or a Tulane.
ESPN's dumb. They're not stupid, though.
Yeah.
Like, you see some of the silly stuff they put on the air. You see it more than I do, like during the day, like the Greenbergs of the world. But yeah, that's absolutely ridiculous. And the fact now, if Notre Dame were to accept, and a guy like Jeremiah Love or their big defensive guys, like if they didn't want to play, that's fine. I have no issue with any kid saying I don't want to play in the bowl game. Like Derek Moore, Michigan's going to play in the Citrus Bowl. If Derek Moore doesn't want to play in the Citrus Bowl because he just declared for the NFL draft, fine. That's great. We saw what happened to Jake Butt. Go get your money, Derek. It's not a problem. Excuse me. But the whole concept of the whole team saying, no, we're not playing, that grinds my gears to a point where the next two things about Notre Dame, I've seen potential for collusion, as our friends on the league would say. Teams may consider whether or not they want to schedule Notre Dame, because all Notre Dame has to do is finish in the top 11 or the top 10, and they're in. Like, that's it. So if their hardest game is Rice, I mean, they'll be undefeated. I think they're in the top 10, though.
And honestly, Notre Dame did this to themselves by essentially telling everyone that they think they're bigger than the system.
I would be all for the system saying, well, we don't have to play you. Michigan hasn't scheduled them in years.
Right.
And I'm okay if they don't. Don't give them the marquee game to try to get in the playoffs.
I could see programs from like the power conferences, like the USCs and the Stanfords, saying, well, bye.
And I wrote this. I had this written down because I think I saw it on somebody's Facebook wall, because a lot of our friends are Notre Dame fans, and something popped up, and they were defending Notre Dame's decision to not play because the Pop-Tart Bowl game was worthless, as they say. And I wanted to know what made it worthless. Was it the fact that there was no playoff implication or championship implication, excuse me, because dozens of games fit that bill, including Army-Navy last week, one of the biggest games of the year. Absolutely no playoff implications. By all intents and purposes, it was worthless. Should we not play that game anymore?
Yeah, I mean, by that rationale, once we get to October, about 80% of the schedule is worthless.
Seriously. So, I mean, I don't buy into that. I also, we're going to talk about Michigan here in a little bit. Their bowl game. For me, it's extra practice. Give Underwood another 2 weeks of practice, and now, holy cow, these weeks of practice are going to be interesting, because the whole situation with Sharon Moore. I mean, when that dropped, I got the little ding on my phone. Oh, Michigan fires Sharon Moore. What? And then the whole rabbit hole that preceded that.
Yeah,
it's been a week, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been a flame out on a level that we rarely, if ever, have seen in college football. And it really could have gone even worse than it has, because
I don't think it's not over yet.
But I just mean in terms of, like, he almost.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
For him to go and threaten basically a murder-suicide, this could have gone exceptionally tragic.
Hats off to the police and the service people that stepped in. They figured it out, and then I don't know who leaked the mugshot or the judge in court. Like, that was a thing. I feel bad for his family. I know people in Ann Arbor who are close to the Michigan program, or at least they were, and this guy knows Moore's family. He knows his wife. She's a wonderful woman. So you hate to see them have to deal with, there's 30 reporters on their front porch every day looking for a quote.
Yeah, and they have a young baby. Like, they just had a baby over the summer, the Moore family. So you would think that, I don't know, like the picture of, like, domestic bliss, and then and this had been going on for a while.
And then all of the news about, during games, whether he's in contact with OnlyFans models and in trying to hook stuff up. And not to make light of that, but, when you're doing it during the Maryland game, it's one thing. When you're doing it during the Ohio game and you're losing, that's a different thing.
Yeah, there was a report that he'd been trying to arrange for group activity, let's call it, during the national playoff when he was an assistant under Harbaugh. I
didn't hear that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that he was offering tickets to women to meet up for. I mean, this is Soup and Meatballs After Dark, so I'll say it for group sex. You know,
After dark.
yeah, uh, yeah, just very. Even without the criminal charges that followed, he was deservedly let go.
We just saw a situation. It was the University of Ohio had let a coach go for inappropriate relations with a student, and these students are 18. They're adults, and whether it's consensual or not was not reported. So like, I don't think there was an assault situation here, but it's inappropriate relation with a staffer who's on the recruiting staff, and it's during games.
Yeah, and even just the abuse of the power dynamic is so sketchy.
That's a big thing. Yeah. So where we are now, a week after, the news was that, Kenny Dillingham from Arizona State might have been the favorite. He just signed today an extension with Arizona State. He's out. Kalen DeBoer was a hot name, especially if Alabama lost. Alabama won. And I don't think, I mean, Big Jake will tell you he doesn't want DeBoer. Alabama they won a playoff game running the ball for 33 yards. I'm not sure that's the way you get Justice Haynes and some of the running backs to stay in Ann Arbor. And Michigan's a running team. They always have been. So I don't know if DeBoer is the answer, which leaves us at who are we looking at? Jed Fish from Washington. He was the other name that was ranked. I don't know. Do you offer Biff Poggi?
Yeah, I mean, I truly don't know. There were a lot of names that were thrown out there. The problem is the way that the coaching hiring cycle has gone, where Penn State and LSU and Florida had their vacancies at high-profile jobs, that Michigan comes into this incredibly late. Like we were talking about Penn State already kind of playing catch-up, hiring, their guy. And now here it is, a week before Christmas or 10 days before Christmas, and you're letting Sharon Moore go. And now, what's left?
You're not behind the 8 ball. You're behind 3 8 balls.
Yeah, you're either trying to poach someone from someone else's staff. You're probably not looking at an internal hire, or you're throwing money at someone who's been away for a little bit, like, John Gruden.
Who, I mean, the game has not passed him by. John Gruden is a tremendous watch on TikTok.
Yes.
But he's old school in his mentality, and we're trying to get past a scandal involving women, and that's maybe not the best place to go if that's what you're trying to do. I'd love to see Gruden work with Underwood. I mean, that's not going to happen. Where I think we lost an opportunity, I wonder if Penn State had held on to Franklin, if Cignetti signs that extension with Indiana, or does Michigan look like an appealing jump from Indiana to him, or does he want to stay there? We'll never know the answer to that.
Yeah, I based on everything that we saw, I think we'd have to assume that Cignetti is happy in Bloomington and was kind of leveraging the uncertainty in other programs to get the best deal possible to stay at Indiana.
And he got a great deal. And, he's got a good class coming in. So we'll see how the class at Michigan shapes up. They've lost a couple guys, which you expect when you drop the coach. That's curious to me, though, that I was never a big enough athlete that I was, connecting with a coach on that level. But we saw it at Penn State, and we're seeing it at Michigan now. But for the kids that are there now, those who stay will play in the Citrus Bowl, and they have Texas. And I looked at last year's game with Alabama as, oh my gosh, we don't have a chance. I don't know. Depending on who's not playing, again, if Derek Moore's not playing, that's a big edge rusher off the defense. I think they can hang with Texas. I think Texas probably wins.
Yeah, I mean, on paper, you would think Texas, depending on who plays, should win. But I think it should be a competitive game. I think it should be a good watch.
Let's check the preview page.
Also, Washington just went up 10-7 on the Eagles.
No.
3:40 left in the half.
Wow. Where is the word citrus? There it is. The Cheez-It Citrus Bowl. Give the sponsor their due. Both teams coming at 9-3. Texas has a 57.4% rating probability to win. It doesn't say, at least on this page, who's not playing, but you'll find out that game time, I suppose.
Yeah, you usually find that out like the week of, or even same day sometimes.
I just saw the Instagram post for Derek Moore's declaring for the NFL, so I'm only assuming he's out. Let's assume. And I don't know about the running back situation if Haynes will be out, but I don't know if Marshall will play. I wouldn't play Marshall if I was Poggi. There's no reason to. See what you have with. They said put some freshmen and sophomores in there that don't play. It's an exhibition. Have fun. Go down, get some Cheez-Its and.
Yeah, I mean it's essentially the same situation as playing Alabama last year.
So in the playoff game, the Ole Miss just made a really good run, good spin move. 27-3, minute 15 left in the third quarter. Tulane hanging in, I guess. I mean, they're still fighting, but that one's
essentially over.
Essentially over. Go NFL stuff. What did I write that? So last week, the script from last week, I say Phillip Rivers may start. And I asked, is Cam Newton pissed?
And he was.
Was he?
Yeah. He said he felt personally insulted that Indianapolis didn't call him because he's like, 36, and Phillip Rivers is 44.
So Phillip Rivers did start then, and I saw some of the throws he made. He lost a little zip on his fastball, as Bob Uecker would say.
Yeah.
He threw a couple knucklers out there. They were complete passes, but they were changeups. They weren't fastballs.
Yeah, but I mean, give him credit for how late in the game he came into it, and he had them in a position to win it.
The field goal at the end, they were. I thought they were going to pull it out, but Seattle had 4 seconds left, or 4. They came right back. Seattle is a big time story right now. Number 1 seed in the NFC. 12-3, just knocked off the Rams.
That was wild.
The 2-point conversion. There's your lesson, kids. Just pick up the ball.
Yeah, until you hear a whistle, just get on the ball, pick it up, run with it.
And it was a backward pass. If you see the line.
Yeah, it hit off Jared Verse, which made it seem kind of skewed the perspective of whether it was forward or back. But it did look like it was. Going backward.
So good call by the ref, and to let the play continue because he blows it dead. Then that's it.
Right, and that's what they tell officials. Anything that's borderline, don't blow it dead. Let it play out, and then review it.
And aside from that, it's now we're looking at Tank City. Which teams are positioning themselves to get a better draft pick, and my team, the Bears, they used to do that the last couple of years, so I know the feeling. It looks like Miami's going to start
Quinn Ewers,
some rookie, and Tua dropped a 3rd on the depth chart. I was going to text you this because they were talking about this on the radio. What would it take for you as an Eagles fan to accept Tua in trade? I was thinking, I was going to text, would you accept Tua, a 1st-round draft pick, a 2nd-round draft pick, in exchange for a 5th?
That
you're solely taking $90 million, but you're getting Miami's first, which is holy cow. Where's Miami right now?
It's a top 10 because they were still in the playoff hunt a little because they had 6 or 7 wins. Oh God!
Teacher, I figure if the adults do it, then we kill it. So that's where that comes from. Miami right now is drafting 11th.
Okay,
that's why I'm throwing in the 2nd as well.
I just don't know because that is such an albatross, that contract. He is.
Cut him. You cut him. I think I think it's 60 million dead against the cap next year, and then it goes 60, 40, 20. I think it's 3 years of actually getting the screw to you.
I mean, Miami would just have to throw the store at a team for them to take on Tua.
Well, Denver's making it happen. Denver's making it happen with Bo Nix. Like they hit on a rookie quarterback who they're paying like $12 an hour.
Right.
They're not paying him. So we talked about that contract when he signed it. That was absolutely ridiculous. And now it's coming back to bite him. But I thought to myself, as a Bears guy, the Bears are pretty good cap wise. If Miami wanted to give us 3 first rounders in the next 3 years, like draft day, like Kevin Costner, I think I would take him and cut him because I think we could draft around that mistake then.
See, my issue with the Eagles taking him on is that they already have a lot of young talent that's going to need to get paid in the next 2 to 3 years.
So does Chicago.
Yeah,
you're not wrong.
Because, at a certain point, you're going to have to start giving money to the Cooper DeJeans and the Quinyon Mitchells and the Jalen Carters.
The Bears probably have a couple of years before they have to worry about a Dunze, and it's Caleb Williams is the big one.
Yeah.
And with the season that he's now having with Ben Johnson, who's an actual, offensive coach, it's a different story. Go ahead.
Look, I would love the delicious irony of Tua being the backup to Jalen Hurts in the NFL. Like that would just be too perfect. But I just don't, I don't want to pay $90 million for an ironic benching.
I didn't even put that two together. That's amazing. The two I was actually thinking of were Rome Odunze and Luther Borden III.
Great
the two of the big wide receivers for the Bears out today against the Packers. It is going to have to be a major running game for Chicago against Green Bay as they kick off in, I don't know, about 2 hours. What's the weather like in Chicago? Let's please be snow and ice. It's 38. It's damn temperate.
Yeah, it's almost summer.
Seriously. So Packers 53% chance of winning according to ESPN. This is a game the Bears really, man, they need. If they wanted to win the division, this is a need game. Playoff wise, I don't know where they would be in the playoffs right now. Third, I think I want to say, so I will.
I think I think right now it's Seattle's the 1.
Oh, Chicago's the 2. They'd be playing Green Bay. They'd be playing Green Bay in the playoffs.
I believe Philadelphia is 3 and Tampa Bay, if they can win the South, would be the 4.
That's correct, as it stands right now. And L.A., San Francisco, Green Bay round out the NFC, who has really become I think going into the season, I think we might have looked at the AFC as the stronger conference, but I don't know, man. The way Seattle's played, LA is still super tough. The Eagles are the defending champs until they get knocked off, and the Bucks a couple weeks ago they topped our power rankings.
Yeah, I mean we're only about a month or so removed, or 6 weeks removed from people saying that Baker Mayfield was the MVP.
And in the meantime, one of the other MVP candidates in Drake May in New England, it's hard to look at them as they're the class of the conference. The top 4 in the AFC are not Kansas City, Buffalo, Baltimore, and Cincinnati, amazingly. It's Denver, New England, Jacksonville, and Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I can't remember if I'd said this to you or who I'd said this to, but it really feels like kind of a changing of the guard kind of year in the NFL, where we're seeing the Bo Nixes and the Drake Mays and the Caleb Williamses not just competing for the playoffs, but competing for buys and home playoff games in their second year.
And in a year where you see Patrick Mahomes not in the playoffs, so that there won't be any of that. Who was it? Oh, one of those clowns on Fox Sports said that whoever wins the Super Bowl is going to have an asterisk because Kansas City wasn't in the playoffs. Did you see that?
I didn't, but that's so stupid because even with a healthy Patrick Mahomes, Kansas City probably wasn't going to the playoffs.
But I don't care. If you want to play that silly game, then the game should be if the Philadelphia Eagles don't make the playoffs because they're the reigning defending Super Bowl champions, not the Chiefs.
Yeah.
So asterisk, my asterisk. That's stupid.
Got him. You got him, Max.
Yeah, I'll show him. But news-wise, that was going on. Let's see here. What's on the schedule here? Can we get your mini quick picks? Who do you got in the Bears game tonight?
I do like Green Bay tonight.
You liked them last time too, you dirty bum. Sunday games though, good schedule here. Buffalo is at Cleveland.
Talk about tanking. If Buffalo doesn't win that, they should run over Sean McDermott with a tank. I like Buffalo in that.
The DraftKings line 10.5. Does Buffalo cover?
Yeah.
This is a big game now. The Chargers are at the Cowboys.
Yeah. And I think a lot depends on what the Eagles do here today. But I still like the Chargers.
In a potential loser leaves town match, Kansas City is at Tennessee.
Tennessee's bad. Kansas City, even without Mahomes, has to beat them, right?
I mean, Gardner Minshew to Travis Kelce. Come on, but it's on the road,
magic, baby.
Well, hold on. I have to check the current NFL draft order. Has Tennessee at the 3. They are the worst of the 2-12 teams in terms of whatever they give you in terms of tiebreakers.
Now, the real question is, if Kansas City wins with Minshew, does Mahomes now have to worry about his job when he comes back? No, he does not.
Absolutely. Sure. Yeah. The once undefeated Bengals are at the Dolphins.
Boy, that's another real dog of a game. But Cincinnati, right? I mean, Quinn Ewers making his first start. It's got to be the undefeated Bengals.
I'm with you. In another doozy, the Jets are at the Saints.
Oh, woof.
This is big for the draft. The Jets are 3-11. The Saints are 4-10. These are games I used to pay attention to with the Bears before the playoffs were a thing.
Give me the Jets, but I don't feel good about saying that sentence.
Jets are on the road, and he's taking them, but the Saints are 6.5-point favorites. Vikings at Giants.
Boy, JJ looked good last week. I'll take the Vikings.
Yeah. The Bucs are at the Panthers. A surprisingly good game.
Playing for the NFC South, essentially. The Bucs are too talented to not win that division, right? Give me Tampa.
Maybe the game of the week, Jaguars at Broncos.
The Jaguars are playing some great ball, but that Broncos defense, I think, is going to maybe bring them back down to earth. Give me Denver.
That is a good pick. Atlanta is at Arizona.
Give me it.
17 people are interested in that game. The Steelers are at the Lions.
Give me the Lions.
Biggest line of the week, Houston, 14.5-point favorites over the Raiders. Houston's at home in this one. Who do you got?
I thought I knew how bad the Raiders were until I watched them last week against the Eagles. They are atrocious. Not only do I like Houston to win that, but I don't know if 14 is enough of a spread.
14.5 for you?
Give me Houston to win, to cover, and oh God, help the Raiders' souls.
Early, I don't have a really good Mr. Smarty Pants question for you. So here you go. They have 2 wins. Do you know who they beat this year?
The Raiders?
Yeah. Well, they didn't. Yeah, who did the Raiders beat this year?
Oh man, I for the life of me, I don't know.
They beat the New England Patriots.
That's right, they did way back
at
when.
New England.
Yeah,
at New England. They were 1-0 at one point, and they beat the Titans. But
yeah, wow.
Spooky. Sunday night, big. Could be a big game. New England is at Baltimore. Baltimore needs this one big.
Yeah, especially with Pittsburgh possibly losing to Detroit. But I like New England to bounce back after that loss to the Bills.
Monday night, we have San Francisco at Indianapolis.
I like San Francisco.
There it is. Good deal. So we'll see how you do. This is straight up last week, so we're a little old. Where you and I are of the age where Nintendo was like a big thing, like the 8-bit 2-button controller thing. And last Sunday, you sent me this thing. He's like, "Happy birthday, Tecmo Super Bowl," and I told you, man, it's like right out of our quick hitters. And I thought to myself, I don't want to do this as a quick hitter. This deserves a lot more. December 13th, 1991 was one of the greatest days in video game history. Tecmo Super Bowl, maybe the most important sports video game ever, I think.
By the way, real quick, the Eagles missed a potential tying field goal, 10-7 at the half.
Oh, it's at halftime?
Yes.
Okay. There's a bunch of bodies laying on the ground. It's 34-3. I don't like. I'll probably turn this off.
Yeah.
Is there a better game on my iPad here? Here we go. It's on Fox. Well, I'll join with you.
Yes.
But the question I had, at least for the quick hitters, was what was your favorite team to play as during our seasons when we used to play like a whole Sunday?
I really loved playing as the 49ers. You know, I loved playing as the Eagles because I loved QB Eagles. But the Tecmo Super Bowl Eagles were plagued by drops among their receivers. It had to have been Fred Barnett and Calvin Williams at receiver, and I believe Heath Sherman was the running back.
So that probably should have been. It's not your list this week, but I probably should have made it the list.
Yeah,
I'm not sure I can look it up on the fly.
I believe the Eagles ran like a lone back, and then they were one of the few teams that had a quarterback run as one of their offensive plays. You could run Cunningham on a bootleg
off of the shotgun.
Yeah.
Do you want to? So you have Randall Cunningham, QB Eagles. Who else do you have?
Heath Sherman, I believe, was the running back.
Heath Sherman was RB2.
Okay. Was Keith Byers still there?
Keith Byers was RB1.
Okay. And then Calvin Williams and Fred Barnett at receiver?
The other way around. Barnett 1, Williams 2, but yes.
And then Keith Jackson at tight end?
Keith Jackson was your tight end, yes. I don't expect you to get the defense. I mean, I would have liked – so when we played – let's give the viewers a little thing. You would play the offense, and then you would hand the control over to me, and I would play the defense. And we would play through an entire season. I don't think we lost very often, if ever.
Yeah.
I mean, there might have been a 15-1 season in there.
And it got challenging toward the end of the regular season.
Well, the computer amped up the difficulty. But the defense for the Eagles that year, Reggie White, Clyde Simmons, Seth Joyner, Jerome Brown, Andre Waters, Eric Allen, they had it at every level.
Yeah.
For me, I used to like playing as the Bears because the Bears defense in that game, I mean, between Dent, Singletary, and I can't think of that. They had a really good defense, and they had good linebackers. And that you needed linebackers to be successful in this game. And I got you too. There's QB Eagles for you.
Mark Carrier, was he the safety?
Yes.
That was going to kill me. I was trying to come up with the name.
But the coolest part of this game, I think, for me, you play through the season. We would stop midway and kind of check stats. This was the first game that did that. And like I said, such an important concept in sporting video games, and the license that they got. They got every team. Like Tecmo Bowl, I think only had, what was it, like 12?
Yeah, they only had like half the league. And Tecmo Super Bowl had like every name, like offensive linemen. They had the Pro Bowl rosters. You could customize the Pro Bowl rosters.
Yeah, and that's what we did. We would go through and say who had the best year, and the game defaulted very often to San Francisco, and Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, Roger Craig, Ronnie Lott, like they had all kinds of stud players. But let me go through some of the other really good offenses, man. Buffalo, Thurman Thomas was great.
Miami.
But Jim Kelly with Andre Reed, and they had a good passing game. Miami's passing game was good. Their running game was iffy. When we wanted to challenge ourselves, because we did this, the Colts and the Patriots were bad,
and the Bucks.
But I was going AFC East.
Oh,
we won Super Bowls with both New England and Indianapolis.
Yeah,
the Jets, they were meh. The Oilers passing offense, they had the run and shoot thing going, which was wild. Cincinnati was kind of meh. Cleveland, their running backs, Mack and
Biner.
They were. Was Biner in Cleveland or was he in Washington?
Oh, that's a good point. I don't know who the second back would have been in Cleveland then.
I think they had Mack was like the power guy. I think they had a speed guy. They were tough.
Eric Metcalf.
Yeah, I like that one. Yeah, they were tough to defend. Believe it or not. I mean, they might have only won 9 games or 8 games. They might have been 500, but they were tough, especially if you had them late on your schedule. So Pittsburgh, they were meh. I don't think they had a really good team.
They had Lewis Lips.
Yeah, with was Bobby Brister the quarterback or Neil O'Donnell?
It might have been Brister.
Out west, obviously Bo Jackson gets all of the headlines because he was Bo, but Christian Okoye was every bit as tough.
Yeah,
every bit as fast, every bit as strong. And then
Derek Thomas.
You had Barry Word and Marcus Allen as well. Like, dude, the backfields with the Raiders and Chiefs. Derek Thomas and Howie Long, your defensive players. The Seahawks, they had like John Warren maybe, or
they had the Kurt Warner, the Penn State Kurt Warner, I believe.
Okay. I thought they had another an abbreviate, like an initial something. L is for some reason in my head. Seattle, they were kind of meh. Denver kind of, it was irritating because John Elway was really good, and they had 2 good receivers as well.
Yeah, and they might have still had Carl Mecklenburg as like their defensive guy.
Yeah, the top outside linebacker, and he was the guy I used to like rushing with. And who was the other team in the AFC West that I'm missing? Chiefs,
Chargers?
Raiders, Chargers. Did I say Chargers? I didn't say Chargers. Was that a Marion Butts team?
That was Marion Butts. Maybe Stan Humphries is the quarterback.
Could be. That was Tecmo Super Bowl. Also around the time the NFC East was like super super tough. Giants, Cowboys, Eagles, Redskins. All of them were good. I mean, then you had to deal with the Cardinals.
Yeah,
who I think were in Phoenix
they were
the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I believe that might have still been when Neil Lomax was their quarterback.
Oh my gosh, you just pulled out the name Neil Lomax. That's like something out of a Dr. Seuss book. Now, I didn't think. I mean, Dallas was before they really started to get good. They had all the pieces in place in Tecmo Super Bowl. They weren't like amped up.
Right, that was the year before they went on their run of 3 titles in 4 years. That game came out when like what were then the Washington Redskins, like the Mark Rippon Hogs team.
I think it was just coming off of Super Bowl 25. If you are to believe, we'll go back to the picture there. Definitely looks like a New York Giant.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. I don't know if it is. That is the blue jersey, the blue helmet, the red stripe.
The white face mask, yeah.
That's a New York Giant all day. And Lawrence Taylor in that game is just as much of a problem as it was in real life.
Yeah.
Central, you had the Green Bay, Tampa Bay, Bay of Pig things. They were both meh. Chicago and Minnesota were really tough in the Central.
Yeah.
And then who's the other Central team?
The Lions with Barry
The
Sanders.
Lions. They were, if you had to deal with Barry Sanders in week 14 or 15, he was tough. Out west, it was all San Francisco. I don't think there was ever a simulated season we played where we weren't a team outside of San Francisco in that division where they didn't win that by like
The
4
Rams
games.
weren't bad though. Like the Jim Everett, Henry Ellard, Flipper Anderson Rams.
Yeah, okay. I mean, they weren't San Francisco though.
No.
Who else were we looking at out west back then?
Falcons.
Dion was on that team.
Yeah.
And I've seen now there's a bunch of people on TikTok who play Tecmo Super Bowl on emulators, and they utilize Deion Sanders as like he actually hits in that game. He'll make tackles. Like they use him as a linebacker. It's what because he's so fast.
Yeah.
Who else am I missing? Because I'm dumb. San Francisco, the Rams, the Falcons. I want to say the Panthers, but like no.
The Saints.
The Saints. Oh, with the big 4 linebackers. Yeah.
With Swilling and Mills, Vaughn.
They want to go get their trophies.
By trophies, they mean quarterbacks.
They mean quarterbacks. Yeah. Oh, dude. So, I mean, a really, really good game. And it was just dumb luck that last Sunday was their 34th birthday. And I love the fact that people still play it online now. And the one thing that I was able to do that I liked about this game, you could change your playbook. Like you could play the run and shoot Oilers, you could play the run and shoot Lions or whatever it is. If you wanted to go power run with, Green Bay, you could.
And I seem to remember, so December 91, would that have been your sister's Sweet 16?
Now you're going to make me do math. Let's see here.
75 to 91? Was she born in 75?
No, she was born in 76.
Huh.
15.
Because I seem to remember, like, that game had just come out, and we were at, like, a birthday party for Roseanne. And we were just like, oh, my God, can we go home? We want to play Tecmo Super Bowl. We're on week 7.
I remember, just because I didn't realize Bo Jackson was as good as he was, I'm playing through, and you came into the room, and I used to have the music playing, and Paula Abdul Rush was playing. And you're like, hey, that's like your strategy. you just rush. I'm like,
do you remember what we used to play when we would get a sack on defense?
Oh, like I used to have the tape. Like
it was from
exposure to Public Enemy during those times.
It was MC Hammer's theme to the Addams Family, and it was the part where Lurch goes, "You rang."
Oh, when the guy comes up and he's doing that.
Yeah, we would have that queued up anytime there would be a sack, and we'd play "You Rang."
Oh no, I don't have that picture. I have the QB Eagles one. oh yeah, that is that worked too. Oh man,
what dorks we were.
What? Speak for yourself. I was awesome.
Hey, I'm still a dork.
I'm a geek. You're more of a nerd, I think, than a dork. But
that's fair.
Nerds are super smart. Geeks are super passionate about like weird things, and dorks know the difference. that's how I heard it in the movie or something. So there we go.
And geeks queue up the soundtrack to Addams Family Values while they're playing video games.
Yeah, or make hip hop mixtapes in the meantime. It's your exposure to Public Enemy and Third Base back in the day, from what I remember.
How uncool could we have been? We were lifting weights in Cory Brugger's garage, listening to Body Count.
Those were the days. Damn. All right. Let's move on to something you know a little more about, and I don't have it scripted here. The big thing in the script that I had was, the Thunder and San Antonio in the NBA Cup game. I didn't think the Thunder were going to lose another game all year, but San Antonio, Wemby came out and played as, let me see here. You called him a dog.
Yeah. In limited minutes. But they are a different team when he's on the floor. He is as fun as anyone in the league to watch right now.
San Antonio with a 2-point win?
Yeah, it became a bit of a foul shooting contest down the stretch, but San Antonio gave OKC their second loss.
But they couldn't get it done in the NBA Cup Finals. Just saying.
Yeah, and boy,
Your New York Knicks, the NBA Cup champion. They
it's
can raise the
ridiculous
banner,
to
but they
me
won't.
how much ESPN wants to make this like the Knicks. They were like, this is the first title for the Knicks since 1973, and it's like they won the NBA Cup.
Oh, it's
They aren't even
not.
going to hang the banner. Okay,
Are they gonna?
I don't believe so.
Because I saw conflicting reports about it was yes, then no, then maybe.
I've read the players don't want to because like everyone dragged the Lakers when they hung their NBA Cup banner, and
They
they're like, oh,
should.
I'll tell you. And this is a cool thing the Knicks are doing. They're pooling their the money they win for winning the cup,
550,000 a player.
and they're gonna make it right with like support staff, like the trainers and like locker room attendants and things like that. So that's very
Cool with
cool.
that. Yeah, that's great. That at the end of the day, I mean, I appreciate what Adam Silver's trying to do. The whole European model of let's build some interest during the NFL because he's trying to bring ratings in. I don't know if you want to try to bring ratings in. How about not have the NBA Cup final on Amazon Prime?
Yeah, and Charles Barkley made a great point where he said it's pathetic that you have to give players the promise of $500,000 to make sure that they're actually going to suit up and not load manage in December.
It's in December. Yeah, exactly. I mean, we are. Let's look at the Knicks are currently 19-8, which carry the 2. They've played 27 games. That's
I mean we're a third of the way through the season.
You shouldn't be taking too many days off. I'm just saying, like
like with Wembanyama, that's a legitimate. He's coming back from a serious injury, and he
hurt.
got dinged up early in the year. That's not load management as much as it's bringing him back from an injury.
If Jalen Brunson was taking a day off after his leg injury, that's a totally different story. I get that. Looks like the Knicks they dropped a game to the Sixers yesterday.
Yeah,
missed that one.
They were on Prime.
Was that on Prime too?
Yeah.
I mean, would I have watched it if it was on ESPN? No, I was watching football. I was watching college football. So like that's what Silver's up against when he's trying to get eyeballs on his product, and you're competing with Alabama, Oklahoma, and Alabama, Oklahoma probably does a better number.
Now the NBA lucks out this year because they try to own Christmas Day. Now
What's the Christmas schedule in the NBA?
I forget who the NBA games are, but the NFL games are all dogs.
Thursday, December 25th, NBA schedule. Well, I mean, you open up with Cleveland at New York, which last year by the schedule, by the standings, big game.
Yeah, and coming into the year, they were assumed to be the two best teams in the East. Cleveland's kind of been a disappointment, but
I mean, so okay, that's fine. But it's a noon game at the Garden, good open. The 2:30 game, holy crap! Spurs at Thunder.
Yeah,
I could watch. I mean, they can just play that the rest of the year.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun rematch, especially if Wembanyama's allowed to play like a full game. If he's not capped at like 20 minutes.
Next game, kind of an old school. I mean, the names are big. You have Dallas at Golden State, Cooper Flag, Steph Curry, that kind of thing. Both of those teams are kind of meh in terms of records, but they're big. They're stars. That's what you look for, stars.
Right. Yeah, Dallas is not so much a draw. I think they were banking on Cooper Flag, people wanting to get eyeballs on him as a rookie. But, Golden State, they're still fun to watch.
I'm not a big Cooper Flag fan. What I saw of him out of the Final Four didn't impress me. But number-wise, he's right there with, past rookies of the year. So, like, you're going to get what you're going to get from a rookie. But I don't think they're like – he's not the big name rookie that like Victor Wembanyama was when he came in. Like everybody wanted to see this 7'6" guy who could shoot threes and dribble the ball like Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah,
he's not that. The big marquee game at the top or middle of the Western Conference, the Rockets are at the Lakers.
Yeah, and that'll be fun, especially if LeBron's healthy.
And then you finish off with the Timberwolves at the Nuggets. That's the 10:30 game. I mean, I'll be asleep for that.
But any
Especially when I
chance
wake
to
up
see
at 2:30.
Jokic play or Anthony Edwards, so that's a good run of 5 games there.
And the NFL, when their Christmas game would be week 17, we've got Dallas at Washington. Woof. Detroit at Minnesota. Going off of last year, that's a massive game. This year, and it's got playoff implications at least.
Yeah, Detroit's hanging on to their playoff lives.
And then Denver at Kansas City. That's on Prime Video. So the other 2 games, look at this. The Washington game, the Minnesota game, both on Netflix.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how it was last year, because I remember the Chiefs had a Christmas game and they were on Netflix.
Listen, when I watch games on Netflix, and we did our Festivus thing last year about things that bug us, and this made your list. I'm a big fan of previous channel. You can't do that on Netflix. That bugs the heck. So you're almost like a captive audience. You have to watch the commercials.
Yeah.
Or you're like me and you sit on TikTok or you sit on your phone and you watch Sons of Anarchy while you're watching the game.
I've never watched Sons of Anarchy.
I got into that now. So I'm on TikTok and I scroll through and I see they get clips. I'm like, you know what? I have to take Maria to dance class. I got 2 hours to sit there. I'll watch. Let me watch some episodes. I watched Abbott Elementary. Didn't hit for me. I'm like a comedy about school. I gave it a shot. It was like I got 5 episodes in. I'm like, I don't care about these characters. This is not it. Sons of Anarchy, like it entertained me. So I'm in 7 episodes worth or 8 episodes, I think. So I'm into the story. Peggy Bundy's in it.
Yeah.
The one guy, he plays a guy named Jackson. I think he looks like Wesley from Puddle of Mud.
Oh, Charlie Hunnam?
Is that his name? I don't know their names. Who's the main guy? Clay something.
Ron Perlman, I think.
Is it Ron Perlman? Because you know where I know him from? Yeah. I know Ron Perlman as let me get his Luther Braxton. I know him as Luther Braxton on the Blacklist. Oh, he was a tremendous Blacklist villain. And he's a good Sons of Anarchy villain too. So I watch that while I do the commercials for football if I'm even watching it on Netflix, which I don't.
Yeah, so. I mean, I'll be watching basketball that day. I'll probably during that Mavericks game, I'm assuming that's when I'll be watching like the Lions, Vikings.
College basketball stuff. I mean, I think last week we talked about how, Michigan was just crushing people.
Yeah.
And I thought they should have been they should be number 1. I think they're number 2 right now. Where are you, AP rankings? Michigan's at number 2. They're 10-0, but Arizona's up there. Duke is up there. I don't know enough about college basketball to be it's nice to see the teams that are on the list here. Syracuse won today. Duke and Michigan are winners. When we get into conference championship stuff, that's when I'll at least have more to say.
Yeah, the same for me. Like I'll be watching more like February.
In baseball, this is funny to me. Like Luke Weaver just signed with the Mets. I don't know if you saw that, which means the Yankees' previous 3 closers are now pitching in Queens. Between Weaver, Devin Williams, and Clay Holmes, they have all found new homes in Citi Field. So,
update on this football game. They just took Mariota back. Washington did.
I have it on my iPad. My iPad is probably 6 seconds later than you. The Eagles got the ball, 2nd and 2 at about the 48-yard line. That's where so they just snapped the ball. They handed the ball to Barkley, and he got his first down.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I am. And oh, by the way, Ole Miss is probably up by 40 by now. Yeah.
JMU.
When is that game? Is that the night game for college?
I don't know who the late game is tonight.
It's got to be JMU Oregon. They're the last game to be played.
Oh, that's yeah.
But I don't know. Would it be tonight? It wouldn't be tomorrow.
Yeah, they're not going to go against the NFL.
December 20th, 7:30. So that game will be over at about 7:35. The line dropped. It's now 20.5.
How dare you say that to the most dedicated James Madison football fan that you
Listen,
know?
I mean, you can't say you're a bandwagoner. You've been on JMU all year. Oh, wait.
You know, my friends call me Lil JMU. So,
no, they don't.
Like, I show up at places and they're like, "Hey, JMU's here."
What's funny is JMU at least has two of my initials in it. So if anybody's a JMU guy, it would be me.
Now who's on the bandwagon?
Well, wait till you get my my confidence ratings. You'll see, which are coming up here. So quick hitter time. Let me see. Do I have any? Nope. Just regular. No pictures for you. Just here we go.
Okay.
The PIAA announced last week charter schools and cyber and private school students now eligible to play. If their school doesn't offer it, they can go to the local public school, which I think is cool. But are you surprised it took them this long to make that decision?
I am surprised because, I mean, that's what other schools have been doing. Where like small schools, if the home district doesn't offer, football, you're entered into a co-op already. So it just seems like a common sense move.
Interesting question here. I saw this on TikTok, and would you rather be handed $1 million right now or be given 1 week to shake Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's hand, and if you do, you get $1 billion?
But I'm going out of pocket to get the plane ticket and find out where Kareem is. Essentially stuck Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for a week.
A lot more questions than that guy did, but yeah, probably.
That sounds like a lot of effort. I'm happy with $1 million. I'm not a greedy man.
I would have taken the $1 million too.
And Kareem Abdul-Jabbar doesn't need me to bother him. He's like 78, 70. Oh, Eagles just threw an interception.
See, he's on 4th and 7. 4th and 7.
Oh, but there's a flag.
At that point in the field, though, I guess.
Flag on Washington, so it's a first down, Philadelphia.
Oh, yeah? So no interception for, is that Martin?
Yeah, it looks like Goddard got held going over the middle.
I heard Mikey Sanders still is 4th in the league in picks, so good for him. Don't throw zeros away. Here we go.
Yes.
This is something else I saw. This is kind of ridiculous. After hanging up the wrestling boots, Tito Santana moved to the classroom. You know this? He taught 7th grade Spanish at Eisenhower Middle School in Roxbury Township, New Jersey. And somebody commented, who is teaching French? Rick Martel? But somebody else chimed in saying that Martel later became a school principal. Amazing.
Wow.
So Tim, what former wrestler from back in the day would you like to be one of your teachers, and what would they teach?
I would like both bushwhackers to teach phys ed.
Oh my God. Bushwhacker Luke, I think Butch passed away, but I think Bushwhacker Luke is still making the rounds at conventions. He's making cameo videos. You can get a Bushwhacker Luke cameo Christmas video if you want. Might cost you $50.
That would be amazing to get a cameo from.
Whoa! Yeah.
Oh my God.
All right, you have a pen handy.
No.
Write this down on your AT&T bill.
I'll have to get a pen.
Well, you might be able to remember. There's 4 numbers you got to remember.
Okay.
6, 12, 18, and 24.
Okay.
So you have to assign those numbers to certain tasks, and you would have 24 hours to complete all 4 tasks.
Okay.
Okay. So 6, 12, 18, 24. So assign these tasks. One of them is strikes bowled. One of them is eggs eaten. One of them is states visited. And one of them is beers consumed. And we'll assume that you are like 25 years of age at the time of this challenge. So no reflux issues. You'd be able to handle it.
Yeah.
24 beers is ridiculous, but you have 24 hours to do all 4 of those things, but you got to assign those numbers to them.
Well, the states is going to be the toughest, right?
I don't know.
Just logistically, like how are you going to do like 24 states?
I wouldn't assign 24 to states. Then
yeah, so like you'd have to do like 6 states probably. You'd have to do 6 states.
6 states. Okay.
And then it was eggs, beer, and what was the other one?
Strikes bold.
Okay. 24 strikes bold.
I've seen you bowl.
It might take all 24 hours, but I'll get there. You didn't say I can't use the bumpers.
I didn't. No, not at all. Not at all. You do have to bring the old White Sox hat, though, so you could throw it.
That's fair. I think I still have it. I don't like eggs, but I also don't want to get wasted on beer. So I'll do 12 beers in 24 hours.
12 beer. Yeah, that's possible.
And,
you're
wrong. Yeah, and I'll do the 18 eggs.
18 eggs.
I'll make it through.
Wow. I think depending on where you start, 12 states would be tough. You'd almost have to start like either in New England, where you could hammer through like Maine, Connecticut, Vermont, New Hampshire, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Maryland, West Virginia, Delaware, or like you start in 4 corners and you just bang, knock the 4 out right there.
Yeah.
But the rest of it, I think it's fair. Good deal. Next, I got 2 more. This came up on a Facebook memory last week. It was Back to the Future 2. Did you see this movie?
Of course.
Okay. It's mentioned, and I just saw the today, Everything Wrong With on CinemaSins. Back to the Future 2, it's mentioned that Biff made his first million at the racetrack. Now, this is 1979. Biff is 21 years old. How much money does 21-year-old Biff have at the start of this magical race to earn $1 million? My buddy Bruce, he's a big racehorsing fan. He chimed in on this thread on Facebook saying the only way would be a pick 6, but you'd still need a couple thousand to place that bet. Now, here's the thing. Does that almanac have the pick 6 at Biff's local racetrack? And where's Biff coming up with a couple $1,000? He's not anything special back in high school.
I think, Biff is like an unscrupulous kind of dude. I think he could like go to his parents and say it's for one thing, but it's really for gambling. I think the bigger leap is that book would have, that much information on like a local track's horse racing results.
Like a pick 6, or like pick 6 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of how many are in a race? 12.
I mean, it depends on the race.
So there's that. I think that's just in a movie that really hits on the concept of the space-time continuum and the flux capacitor and all this scientific stuff. You'd think they'd get their stuff right.
I love that a movie that has time travel and we're like, I really have to call into question the logic of how Biff made his money at the racetrack. I hope someone got fired for that blunder.
These are the thoughts that kept me out of the really good schools. All right. Last one. It says tonight, but it was really last week. Last week, Saturday night's main event. John Cena wrestled his final match against a guy named Gunther. John Cena is largely this generation's version of Hulk Hogan without the baggage. Matter of fact, John Cena is the first celebrity to grant 650 wishes for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. That figure was as of 2022, so it might be higher than 650. He's among the Hall of Fame Make-A-Wish Foundation people.
He's
However,
a really good dude.
oh, he's an amazing guy. However, there is something that John Cena has provided us that I hope you can hear and listen to, because I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to play this video because this is amazing. And I should unmute it. At the very least, you should be able to hear it.
Yep.
Hello?
I have just one question for you. Are you ready?
Am I ready for what? Who's this?
Are you ready for this Sunday night when WWE Champ John Cena defends his title in the WWE Super Slam? Right now you can order this awesome pay-per-view event for just $59.99.
I'm sorry, no, there is not any chance in hell that we're ever going to have wrestling in this house again. But thank you, but no. Have a good day. Hello?
And goodbye to anyone standing in John Cena's way when he takes on 6 men in a steel cage shoots and ladders match at WWE Super Slam. Order now and save $10 with a low price of just $49.99.
Sir, you guys just called me, and as I mentioned before, we're not ordering this, so please stop calling my house. Thank you and goodbye.
Okay.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Champ?
Who?
Champ? Is Champ there?
Who is Champ?
That question will be answered this Sunday night. Defends the belt
Listen,
at WWE Super Slam.
Hey, sir!
Taking on
Please quit
Sheamus,
calling my house!
The Undertaker,
Quit calling me!
CM Punk, and even Triple H and The Big Show in a spit-swapping makeout match.
Holy
WWE
hell.
Super
Listen!
Slam.
Hello? Can you stop screaming in your little sirens and whatever that is? Can you knock it off for 5 seconds? Not interested. Stop calling my fucking house.
Ooh, saucy after dark.
Oh no.
Hello?
I'm watching you.
Excuse me?
That's exactly what The Undertaker told John Cena. But will he be able to take the belt from the mightiest champion in WWE history at this weekend's WWE Super
For the
Slam?
love of all that is stop calling my house before I get your number. I will track you down and absolutely tear you
Double-double
in pieces. Do you understand me? I know you are. John Cena, crazy motherfucker. Stop calling my house now. No wrestling, no super motherfucking slam is happening in this house.
Oh man.
I think this is the Marine one.
I swear to Jesus, if this is those wrestling again.
Okay, good morning. Hi, I'm just calling this morning to ask if you're a supporter of the United States military.
Oh my God, I apologize. We've been getting calls all morning. I apologize, and yes.
Fantastic.
Yes, I am.
Great. Are you a supporter of the Marine Corps?
Yes, absolutely.
Good.
Absolutely.
Great, because a former decorated member of the United States Marine Corps needs your support.
Played a
And
Marine.
his
in the
name
movie.
is John Cena. He's gonna get in the ring and put boots to asses this
Are you
weekend.
kidding me right now?
WWE.
Are you kidding me right now? I can't handle this. I cannot handle this.
Available right now at a low price of only $39.99.
I can't believe you're still calling me. I'm about to lose my
Thank you for watching that
That
video.
was-
We hope
that
you
was-
enjoyed.
Oh my God.
Why,
So,
why did she keep picking up?
I don't know. Like in today's day and age of caller ID, I think that. So John Cena is just an amazing athlete, all around good guy. But when I think of John Cena, I think of John Cena's Super Slam.
And he's done just a fantastic job bringing back jorts. His work for the jorts industry cannot go overlooked.
So, and I'll tell you what, I don't know. You stopped watching wrestling a while back. I kept on it for a little bit longer. one of the most entertaining matches I ever watched was not even a match. If you go on YouTube, I'll see if I can find it and send it to you. John Cena versus Bray Wyatt in the Funhouse, like the mind screw Funhouse match. Bray Wyatt became like, they kind of made him like the Undertaker, who was supernatural and he was doing some weird stuff. And he took John Cena on a wild ride, which wasn't even it was a match, but it wasn't a match. It was incredible cinema. I'll leave it at that. I'll find it on YouTube. I'll send it to you. It's amazing to watch. But yeah, last week was his last match. He now goes into ambassador status. Good for him. So that's it.
All right. Also, Eagles just went up 14-10 on a touchdown to Goddard.
I saw the pass into the corner of the end zone as that lady was cursing about the Marines.
Yeah.
Little bit of double action here. All right, it's draft time. So the draft, it was your idea. It was an interesting idea. Last Sunday evening, as my sister asks, like, what is dinging during our show? 41-10, your final, thanks to ESPN on my phone. Ole Miss goes on. Last Sunday, when we were going to do our show, last Sunday evening starts the Jewish celebration of Hanukkah, the 8-day festival of lights celebrating the rededication of the Holy Temple in Jerusalem after a military victory by the Maccabees over Greek-Syrian oppressors. This symbolizing the triumph of light over darkness and religious freedom over oppression. Its core miracle story involves a single day's worth of oil miraculously burning for 8 days, leading to traditions like the nightly menorah lighting, special food, games, and gifts. Hanukkah celebrates perseverance, faith, and the idea that even a small light can overcome great darkness. This coming from a Catholic boy who had to Google that.
Yeah, I only knew maybe like 20% of that. Like, I knew the story of the Maccabees, but yeah.
But there you go. So you get a little bit of history, and then you're going to get a lot of history here. So we are, what are we drafting here based on, Hanukkah ends on Monday, I believe.
Yeah, so last week the idea was that we, in the spirit of it being the beginning of Hanukkah, now it's at the end of Hanukkah, would choose our favorite Jewish sports figures.
So that's what we will do. I have an interesting list, so...
Yeah, I feel like I have a pretty good mix here.
All right, so number and color.
I'm going to go, in the spirit of Hanukkah, I'll go 8, and I'll go red.
5, 6, 7. Here comes number 8. It is the 19th Amendment to the Constitution, women's right to
That's
vote.
right, ladies.
It's ladies' night here on Soup and Meatballs. The 19th Amendment, by 1916, all the major suffragette organizations were united behind the goal of a constitutional amendment. President Wilson changed his position to support an amendment in 1918. This was signed into play in 1920. It is, in fact, the 10 of hearts, as you can see. So Tim gets
I get Sandy Koufax.
gets the number 1 pick in the draft.
Yeah, I figured this was like the 03 NBA draft where it was like, you know, whoever was getting the number 1 pick was getting LeBron. So with the number 1 pick, I'm obviously taking Sandy Koufax.
Listen, man, you're going to be surprised. You're going to be surprised. I have a list of 15. I don't see Sandy Koufax.
And I'll tell you what, like, it was great seeing Sandy Koufax pop up at the World Series this year. You know, he was there for some of the games. He's like 93 now. Looks fantastic.
Hang on for 1 second.
Yeah.
Talk amongst yourselves. I'll give you a topic. Dr. Pepper is neither a doctor nor a pepper. Discuss.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting to me that Dr. Pepper, you know, never at least got like an honorary degree of some kind. You know, maybe like a PhD from his alma mater, kind of like a Cosby situation. Although I guess the less said about Cosby, the better. Also, while Max is gone, can we talk about how terrible Dr. Pepper is? It's really a lower tier soda. It's only a step above Mountain Dew, which is just, you know, I assume hillbilly urine. I'll also be very curious what Max is doing. I don't know if his phone dinged or if he's going to put on a JMU sweatshirt. I'm going to assume he's putting on some kind of JMU apparel, you know, to support our new favorite football team. Oh, he's back.
I believe so. Apparently, that my mother-in-law was ringing the doorbell.
Oh,
So she's here to pick up Derek, to go to Mario's. I'm like, I didn't get called.
Have her bring meatballs.
I'm going to. So I can only assume I have to watch the video to hear your diatribe on Dr. Pepper. But back to Sandy Koufax.
Yeah, 93, 94 years old, looks great. He's one of those. He was the dominant pitcher of his generation, yet he's still kind of a what if because he retired so young. Just stepped away at like the height of his powers.
For 3 years, he was
unhittable.
Yeah, as good as it gets.
Yeah,
a worthy number one pick. So for mine, I think Koufax would have been like he's definitely, a Jewish athlete. I didn't know many Jewish athletes. So if you don't know something, what do?
Google.
I get on the Google, and there is an incredible list of Jewish athletes. And my first pick is going to be a baseball player, but he didn't make his name in baseball. I'm going to pick Randy Poffo.
Oh,
who I did not know was Jewish.
I didn't know he was Jewish either.
There it is. So you learned something there on Soup and Meatballs. Randy Poffo, who later became the Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yeah.
He lights the menorah, or he did.
Yeah. Well, and l'chaim to the Poffo family then.
There it is.
Because we've still got Lanny, the genius.
Yeah.
Well, that's a great pull. I had no idea.
All of these players, some of the names, I get. Would have not have known any of them. So this was a good research project for me.
I'm going to go to basketball for my number 2, and probably no surprise that I'm going to take Arnold Red Auerbach. When you think of the Celtics, you think of the leprechaun at the half court, and you think of the little balding coach at the end of the bench with the cigar in his mouth. He is Celtics basketball.
Absolutely. I don't remember seeing his name on the list. As far as basketball goes, there's one, but not. As if you look at Celtics history, yes. Oh, yep. Sounds good. Soup and Meatball After Dark. You don't know what you're going to get. There we go. My number 2, I'm going to. Oh, geez. Where do I go? I'll pick the number 2 guy I had on my list. I kind of had them ranked. I saw a video about this guy. He played for the Yankees for 1 year, but he kind of ingratiated himself into the clubhouse and into the community, and he helped out this local waiter who he didn't know who he was. So when Paul Goldschmidt walks into a restaurant in the Bronx, he's not Don Mattingly, he's not Derek Jeter. So he was able to do some nice things for some of the locals around. And, for the 1 year, he was a good hitter, great defender. I will give me some Paul Goldschmidt.
Yeah, and he's a guy who kind of gets overlooked a little bit, but borderline Hall of Fame numbers. From his time in Arizona, certainly.
Yeah, I mean borderline's a good.
Yeah, I don't think he'll even be like a veteran. I don't think he'll even be like a veterans committee guy, but he'll get some consideration. It just occurred to me that I don't know if we're allowed to take fictional Jewish sports figures.
Rock and roll, man. There's no rules. It's
well, then I'm going to take.
Who's auditing us?
He converted when he married Cynthia. Great bowler, Walter Sobchak.
Walter Sobchak. Is he a great bowler though?
He seems pretty good.
They roll. I don't know if they made it to the semis or not, but
look, doesn't roll on Shabbos. 3,000 years of glorious tradition from Moses to Sandy Koufax.
You're damn right he's living in the past. No, I'll tell you what. So, I mean, even after he divorced Cynthia, he's stuck with his traditions. That's good. I mean, you don't turn in your library card.
A good dog dad to a Pomeranian with papers.
Papers, yeah. You can stay here for hours. Let me get out of baseball, because I actually have one more baseball that I don't need to. I think he's safe. I don't think he's going anywhere. So. Let me go to copy, paste. I didn't know. Maybe the greatest for now. We have a couple years before Caleb Williams maybe overtakes him, but maybe the greatest quarterback in Bears history. Third pick. Let's take Sid Luckman.
Yeah, he was on my list.
Oh, was he? Oh, I feel bad that I stole somebody off your list.
No, I've got more than enough, especially now that I took Walter.
There you go.
Yeah, Luckman's a great pick. And, it's funny, for an organization as historically great as the Bears have been, he's still the greatest quarterback in franchise history.
They haven't had a lot of good after. I mean, they've had above average. They haven't had good. Harbaugh, Cutler, Kramer, they were good. They just weren't elite. Well, and passing in the Windy City, it's not like Caleb Williams might not throw for 4,000 yards for a while. Even with an extra game, it just might not happen because they're a run-first, cold weather off the river team. Provided they don't move to Indiana.
You say that, and then you look at Green Bay with Favre and Rodgers.
Favre threw 97 miles an hour. The wind didn't matter to him.
For my next one, for my fourth pick, I'm going to go with someone who was a bit of a hopeless crush of mine for a few reasons, and that is Miss Sue Bird.
Sue Bird was on my list. That was the basketball player that I had.
Yeah. When she was in high school, she played Berwick, the high school just down the road from me. She played at Christ the King in New York, I believe, and it was like a holiday. It's when Berwick was very good and went to the state title game. They played Sue Bird's high school and lost. Sue Bird and Christ the King beat Berwick. Then obviously great career at UConn, onto the WNBA, great career in Seattle, and then part of a great sports power couple with Megan Rapinoe.
Did I pull the Delagrati name out for Berwick? Was that a thing?
Yeah, Megan Delagrati was the star. Vince Travelpiece was the coach for Berwick at that time.
What year was that?
98, I believe.
Really? Okay. I thought it was more like, because maybe I covered a different Delagrati one in 01 or 02.
There was Laura Delagrati was the younger sister.
Okay, that might have been the one I got. Okay, no, yeah, cool. Of all of the people on my list, that was the only basketball player that I found that I was like, yeah, I want to draft that player. So absolutely cool pick.
Yeah, you steal my pick, I steal your pick.
I'm going to go with somebody that, does not fit the look, but he converted. And he would have made a lot of lists that we've done in the past, like the scariest guy, the guy you don't want to find in the backyard, the back alley. Outside linebacker Terrell Suggs. I
did not know that.
Didn't know it either. And I tried to verify all the people on my list because I'm not trying to be insensitive here. I'm looking up now on his Wikipedia page. T. Sizzle, in his personal life, a Jewish ancestry through his paternal grandfather. No, he didn't even convert.
So just kind of like embraced it as an adult then? Like,
he has a Star of David tattooed on his right arm since 2009 to remind him of who he is. And he wore a Star of David on his cleats during a game in 2019 to commemorate the 1-year anniversary of the Tree of Life shooting in Pittsburgh.
Oh, yeah.
Which for a Ravens player is, that's the thing. So
sure.
But yeah.
That's a good pull. I had no idea.
He was also in 8 episodes of the series Ballers. It was a good show.
The one with The Rock?
That's The Rock, yeah. That's a good show.
Okay. My number 5, I'm going to go back to basketball. There have only been 7 players in NBA history who at any point when in league history retired as the all-time leading scorer. Okay? And one of them is Dolph Schayes.
Oh, okay. You can't go Kareem here.
Yeah, not Kareem. No, but Dolph Shays was the NBA's leading scorer when he retired in the 50s before Bob Pettit overtook him.
Good deal, man.
Yeah, and just one of the early guys who was kind of like a pioneer of what we consider the modern jumper, the modern jump shot. You know, I think it was Hank Luisetti who was the first one to kind of use the modern jump shot, but like Dolph Shays was the guy who popularized it in the NBA at least.
Dolph Shays played in Milwaukee.
I forget where. I believe he did play in Milwaukee.
As dumb as this sounds, I think I had like I gotta look it up now.
And then his grandson played in the NBA in the 90s. I forget what his grandson's name was.
No, okay, no. No, he played in Syracuse and Philadelphia. What Shays am I thinking of that made of? Is it Danny Shays?
It might be, and he might be the grandson that played in Milwaukee.
Danny Shays played in Milwaukee, 1990, 1991, 1992, 1993. Guess who had a basketball card? Milwaukee Bucks Shays.
And
I remember that. I can't remember who the second running back is in the Cleveland Tecmo Super Bowl.
Does it say that Danny Shays is Dolph's grandson? Because I'm almost positive that's true.
I'm just on Basketball Reference.
Okay.
So if I go to his Wikipedia page, Danny Shays played for Syracuse. Good for him. Personal life. It doesn't list it. It doesn't say family.
Well, I'm going to assume I'm right.
I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, while attending Syracuse, Shays co-founded the United Students Financial Board. I mean, that's something.
Good for Danny Shays.
My number 5. My number 5. I have a lot of. I could pick a lot of people. You know what? I started with wrestling. We're going to go back to wrestling, and not that Macho Man needed a manager to talk for him, but one of the greatest managers of all time. And one of the greatest speakers of all time on the microphone, Mr. Paul Heyman, is listed as being a Jewish athlete
sports
or whatever.
Also, the Eagles just scored again, 21-10. Great run by Saquon.
Barkley gets in. So yeah, give me some Heyman, and I have like some of the other names on the list. Max Fried, starting pitcher for the New York Yankees. Andre Tippett, linebacker with the Patriots back in the day. I think he's in Texas Super Bowl. Harrison Bader, the center fielder. The Yankees had him for a while. Ryan Braun from Milwaukee.
Former disgraced MVP Ryan Braun.
The rest of them were wrestling. Barry Horowitz, Dean Malenko, Raven. His name is Scott Levy. Raven's character, actually, if you're into like storytelling and wrestling,
Bill
Raven's
Goldberg.
amazing. And I had Leaping Lanny Poffo on the list as well, just because
Bill Goldberg.
Bill Goldberg he certainly qualifies. I was not a big Bill Goldberg fan.
Yeah, you're in the Bret Hart camp.
I don't get to the level of Bret Hart with Bill Goldberg, but
yeah, and on my list, obviously Hank Greenberg, Hall of Famer, who I believe his nickname in the 30s was the Hebrew Hammer. So, you know, source of Jewish pride for Jewish sports fans there. Sean Green, formerly of the Blue Jays and the Dodgers, one of the underrated sluggers of the 90s and early 2000s. Hall of Famer, Hall of Fame offensive lineman Ron Mix. A great Olympian, Mark Spitz. Whose record was ultimately for individual medals in the games passed by Michael Phelps, and Julian Edelman of the Patriots.
Okay, Julian Edelman is not who I'm thinking of. Who is the other scrappy small Patriots
Wes
wide receiver?
Welker? Danny Woodhead?
No, after him. No, maybe it was. There was a guy that I remember seeing in the Super Bowl. Maybe it was Edelman. That I thought one of them looked like Scott Farkas.
Oh, yeah,
I think it is Edelman. Yeah, I mean there it is. Yeah, there's a picture of Edelman. during the Super Bowl, he definitely looked like Scott Farkas, which is, timely.
Yeah. Yellow eyes.
I'm telling you. All right. So it's the next little normal bit of ours is we do our top 5. We're not going to do a top 5 this week. We're going to do a top 12. And really the theory was this was for last week. I think I asked, I don't know how I asked it to you, but like to rank, how we felt about the college football playoffs and who we thought might be the favorite at the start. And you said, or I think we're going to assign points or something.
Confidence,
He's like, why
like
don't
a
we just
confidence
do
pool almost.
I would just do confidence picks. And, I went from 12 to 1, and some of them are embarrassing. So I'll tell you, my 12 and 11 are James Madison, Tulane. I don't think that should be a surprise. JMU is number 12.
JMU? I can tell you that little peek behind the curtain for the viewer here. I was furiously scribbling out my lists before we went live here. So my number 12 is A&M since they lost.
Oh.
After the fact genius right
Dude.
here. And my number 11 is Oklahoma. 2 for 2.
My number 10 going in last week, I didn't think Miami could go to Texas A&M and get it done. Miami was my 10.
I can tell you that my 10, now that I know Tulane lost, it's Tulane. 3 for 3, kid.
My number 9 was Ole Miss.
My number 9, sadly, is JMU, who, they're big on heart but short on odds. I don't like their chances.
It's 7:26 right now. The game will be over in 10 minutes. Number 8, I had Texas A&M.
So I'm with you where my number 8 is Miami, where if I'd been doing this last week, they would have been my 10. Because JMU would have been my 12, Tulane would have been my 11.
Sure,
but yeah, Miami, of the teams that are left, I have the least confidence in Miami.
They came into the playoffs. I had Alabama at 7.
Alabama is my 7. I don't have a lot of confidence in a very inconsistent 3-loss team. I picked Oklahoma yesterday for a reason.
Yeah, you did. To be fair, you were more confident in Oklahoma before the game started. My number 6, it's the first of the bye teams. Was
that
Texas
is also
Tech.
my 6. I just, the little bit I've seen of Texas Tech this year, I'm not blown away.
I didn't even see a little bit of them. So
yeah,
to put them above Alabama meant something. They had a bye and they're playing good
I just think the stage might be a little big for them.
My number 5, Oklahoma.
Okay. I would have had Oklahoma pretty high up, but my number 5.
Home game, Alabama coming in. That's where that was.
My number 5 is the recently victorious Ole Miss, who they got this week to kind of get their house in order against Tulane before they move on to try to take down a giant.
I think without Kiffin and looking ahead at who they were playing, that's why they ended up 9 for me.
I think though,
I was very confident in week 1. It's week 2 where the confidence dips.
I will say though, I think Ole Miss. I think it's a case where familiarity helps Ole Miss playing someone that is from their conference. You know what I mean?
Neutral site. Well, it's not really a neutral site. The Sugar Bowl is in Atlanta. So
yeah, but I mean, it's essentially a home game for Georgia, but it's not like Ole Miss is going to have problems traveling across state lines.
Number 4 for me, based on the path, Oregon.
They're also my 4, just because they kind of deuced the futon last year in the playoff, and until they produce on a big stage, I can't put too much confidence in them. But they're too good to not.
I can say the same.
They're too good to not have in the top half, like the top 6.
I say the same thing about my number 3, which is Indiana.
They are also my number 3, just because.
I think our 1 and 2 might be switched, but Yeah, I mean, Indiana they're a really great story, undefeated out of the Big Ten, number 1 seed overall in the CFP, and they're like the Indianapolis Colts. Until I see it, I can't. I don't have confidence in them. It's in a power ranking. It's how I feel about them, and I just don't feel
it's
good.
really been just about as magical of a season. Between taking down Ohio State, winning the conference, you have the Heisman Trophy winning quarterback. You're the number 1 seed for the playoff, and you just kind of get the sense.
As weird as it sounds,
you get the sense that it's quarter to midnight and they're about to turn into a pumpkin.
As weird as it sounds, I don't even know how confident I am with them against Alabama.
Yeah.
And this was me thinking it was going to be Oklahoma, by the way. Like that's where that kind of fit in. I get trying to look at the bracket.
Yeah, it really does remain to be seen if Indiana can play at this level. Like, obviously they beat Ohio State, but they have to essentially beat 3 Ohio States.
Speaking of Ohio State, I put Ohio State at number 2.
My number 2 is Georgia.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Because, like I said to you a few weeks ago, I think, and obviously then my number 1's Ohio State and yours is Georgia. They just feel like the 2 clear-cut best teams in this field.
I'm looking at, again, I looked at the bracket where Georgia was going to get a Lane Kiffinless Ole Miss team. And I felt a lot better about that than Ohio State playing Texas A&M. Now, I did not anticipate a 10-3 defensive struggle with Miami. So there's that. I don't think my confidence would change, though. I feel more confident in Georgia knocking off Ohio State than the other way around, for whatever reason.
It's funny, though. Even though Ohio State's my number 1, I would be more surprised. I think Miami has the potential to give Ohio State fits just because of their team speed. They especially at receiver, they can stretch the field. And I think they can make things interesting for that defense.
We'll see you next week. There it is. We got to get it. Oh, my goodness.
Meatball update?
Yeah. Hello.
So anyway, back to what I was saying about Dr. Pepper. I don't know how Forrest Gump drank whatever it was, 34 of them? Like, I can't even drink half a Dr. Pepper. Like, I don't know what that taste is supposed to be. There's nothing really in this universe that tastes like a Dr. Pepper. And it's not a compliment, by the way. So that's my tight 5 minutes on Dr. Pepper. Next.
That is a tight 5 minutes.
That was just between me and the viewers.
I like it. I couldn't even hear her, so I feel bad. Like this was, and that like this new stupid phone update. And my fat fingers, texting her is hard. Did you get the new update on your phone?
I'm supposed to update my phone. It reminds me every time at like midnight.
There it is. So that we got a little top 5 action for you with top 12. As far as Mr. Smarty Pants, I didn't have a question for. I have a list. It's not going to be a good list. I'll tell you that right away.
I have a question for you, and I will right away tell you that it's a stolen question.
Well, let's do your list because if you get 3, I'll be surprised. So it was based on last week's John Cena swan song. John Cena was a 17-time world champion. And if you're a 17-time champion, that means you've lost it 17 times, but you've won it 17 times. So I was wondering how many of the people you could have named that dropped the world title to John Cena.
Oh, God.
This is going to be hard.
Kurt Angle?
Kurt Angle, not on the list. At least in the same era. That's good.
Batista?
Batista is on the list.
Okay.
That's 1. You're on your way.
Boy, I'm really going to struggle with this because I just do not know wrestling post 2000.
There's one of them that's on the list 3 times.
Did him and Austin overlap at all?
No. They might have. No, they didn't. Somebody else from the Austin era is though.
Undertaker?
Undertaker, no. Somebody else from the Austin era.
The Rock?
The Rock is on the list. That is 2.
Did Shawn Michaels last enough to overlap?
No, Shawn Michaels nowhere on this list.
Okay. How about CM Punk?
CM Punk is on the list. Look at you, got your 3.
All right.
Good for you.
How about that Sheamus guy?
Sheamus is now you're looking at the list.
No, I knew there was a like an Irish stereotype.
There you go.
All right, now I think I'm tapped out.
You have to think back to the phone call. Sheamus was mentioned on that phone call.
Oh, I was too busy admiring the cartoon lady's red chucks.
She had something. The other people on the list, he's a Canadian who also does like heavy metal. I don't know if that helps.
Ooh, not at all.
Chris Jericho.
Oh, okay.
Another Canadian is on the list 3 times. Edge.
Okay.
A Latino, I think, was he Mexican or Cuban? Alberto Del Rio, on the list a couple times.
Okay.
Rey Mysterio.
Oh, I could have possibly gotten Rey Mysterio.
Oh, sugar! I dropped my phone. Okay, hang on for 1 second. I will tell her. Cool deal. Dash. Almost done. Period. Table of 10. JBL. James Bradshaw Layfield. Big Texan.
I thought that was Jamaican butt lift. Is that not right?
It is not right.
Oh, okay.
He won a 3-way match with The Miz and John Morrison. If you would have pulled that out, it'd have been shocking. There was a Money in the Bank match where it just said multiple. So maybe Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker and Steve Austin were in that. I don't think they were.
I think Sharon Moore was trying to set up a 3-way match.
AJ Styles, who is another new guy. Cody Rhodes.
I almost said Cody Rhodes. Damn it.
We got another. And then Randy Orton.
Okay, he's another one I know who I could have conceivably guessed, but did not.
Yeah, so well, I'll tell you what. I will make up for it, and I will act like a complete idiot during this question. I'm sure.
So, this was stolen from one of the ESPN shows this week.
I didn't see it, so it's fair.
There is only one quarterback in the Super Bowl era who has won a Super Bowl over multiple NFC East teams.
So it's an AFC quarterback.
Yes.
Okay, I mean, multiple AFC East teams.
No, NFC East.
Yeah. Listen to what I mean, not what I say. So I had to figure out which NFC East teams lost Super Bowls. Shoot, like why? I'm just. Oh my gosh, man.
And both Super Bowls were in our lifetime, if that helps.
Okay, I don't know if Terry Bradshaw was in our lifetime. I think Pittsburgh beat Dallas.
Pittsburgh did beat Dallas twice.
It's not Terry Bradshaw, though.
It's not Terry Bradshaw. Yeah, Pittsburgh beat Dallas twice. They beat the Rams and they beat the Vikings with Bradshaw's quarterback.
The last 10 Super Bowl champions scoring ranks. They're trying to steal something off the Fox broadcast. Oh, my goodness.
Who is this jabroni at quarterback for Washington?
Jay Johnson? Is it Josh Johnson?
Maybe.
Oh, that's a bad throw. Oh, boy. Under pressure.
Yeah.
I consider an for a long time. I got nothing. I would have guessed Terry Bradshaw incorrectly.
It is former Stanford Heisman winner Jim Plunkett.
Oh, I'm not getting that. Holy cow.
Who beat the Eagles in Super Bowl 15 and then a few years later beat Washington in the Marcus Allen MVP game where he almost ran for 200 yards.
Okay. That's good trivia. I am Mr. Noodlehead for a reason. But hey, you know what? For an off the cuff in the dark, soup and meatballs dinner. I'm going to go get some pasta, I think. So,
Yeah.
you know what? As weird as this is, doing it in the dark, I'm glad we got our holiday show in.
Yeah.
Hope you have a good break. Do you get time off work?
Yeah, I'm off all next week.
Cool. I go back January 5th. This is messed up. We go back on Monday, and then Tuesday and Wednesday we have state testing.
Oh.
So it's like, what a way to go back. But I got the next 2 weeks or so off. We're going to do some travel and family time and all that other cool stuff. So out there in Soup and Meatballs land, we hope you have a good break. We hope you have a good holiday. Whatever it is you celebrate it well, but celebrate it safely. And we'll see you on the flip side. It might be 2026.
We'll know more about the college football playoff, though.
It might be Wednesday, and who knows if we're both bored. So, see you next time.